We're here at the Joe Craft Center with Susan Lax, Murray, Kentucky's own, and a former member of the Racer Athletic staff. Susan, you must have a really exciting job here. Tell us a little bit about what you do here at UK.
I do have an exciting job, but I'm the Media Relations Director for women's basketball here, and I'm the number 2 contact for the football team in the Media Relations Department, which really means the PR department. So we do all the PR for those teams.
You made me feel real old when we were getting ready for this interview to tell me you've been here 15 years. Talk about some of the experiences that you've got to have since you've been here at UK.
Well, my first year, we had the Heisman Trophy candidate in Tim Couch, and I thought, ooh, life is grand. And then we won the national championship that year in '98, and I thought, well, how can it get much better than this? But through a lot of ups and downs, we've been through a lot of bowl games, a lot of NCAA tournaments, of course, winning the NCAA tournament again this year. The men's team was a lot of fun. Those experiences are something I'll never forget, but probably the best thing about this place is the people and working with all the student athletes that I've been able to work with over the years.
And speaking of people, as I mentioned, a Callaway County girl, and right out of Freed-Hardeman, you came to us, and I know you got to work with some folks and some coaches while you were at Murray. That was a special experience too.
Yeah, I did. Murray State was a great opportunity for me right out of college, and they gave me a chance to start for free and work and go to grad school, and then eventually worked my way up into being a full-time member. But being able to work with Houston Nutt and Mark Gottfried and building a relationship with them, and Eddie Fields was the women's basketball coach at the time, and Rob Cross, who is now the women's basketball coach at Murray State, he was there, so I got to have a good relationship with him. But even the tennis coach and golf and Mel Purcell and everybody was a family at Murray State, and that's what I remember the most about my experience there was the people and how family-oriented it was.
You've had some very exciting, some very glamorous, if you will, things happen in sports, but to get to where you got, there's some foundational things that you got to be willing to do that probably happened when you were at Murray.
Exactly. I mean, having a degree in public relations didn't hurt, but then going to Murray State and being willing to work any sport in the PR business. I did track and field, rifle. We hosted the rifle championships in '97 when I was there. I was willing to work beyond the 5 o'clock time frame on the weekends. And when you're in sports information, which is what they also call this job, you have to be willing to work 80 hours a week sometimes it's 7 days a week. So if you're willing to do that, which I didn't know what I was doing half the time, but learned, and a lot of people helped me along the way. Dave Ramey, who was there, Brian Morgan, and Steve Parker. Don't let me forget him. And so everyone helped each other, but if you can write and you can relate to people and you want to help promote your athletic teams, then that's the job for you, and it was the perfect job for me.
Any other tips? And so folks look at you and would think you have a dream job. Any other tips for young folks that want to get into sports marketing, sports information?
Well, just be willing to work in your first job for free. Be willing to volunteer. If you know this is what you want to do, go down to the Media Relations Department at Murray State and ask, what can I do, because they need help. I know they do. And be willing to work for free. Don't worry about what am I going to get. You worry about what you're going to get from it. And so if you have the time and the means to do that, volunteer, and then something really good's going to happen to you.
Susan, we're proud of you as a Callaway County girl and a former staff member of Murray State, and exciting to see what's happened for you, and thanks for hosting us here today.
I really appreciate you having me, and go Racers.
Thanks, Susan.